This video is for the direct variation notes handout. So direct variation is a linear relationship between two variables, x and y, that always has a constant unchanged ratio. And that ratio is k and can be represented by the equation y equals kx. So direct variation equations or relationships, they pass through the origin. The constant of proportionality is represented as k equals y over x. So in a direct variation relationship, you can divide y by x and you will get the same constant of proportionality every single time. And the y-intercept equals 0 every time. So some sample problems involving direct variation. So the first one says, is the relationship between the variables in the table a direct variation? So what we can do in a situation like this is we can divide. We can divide y by x every time and see if the ratio stays the same. All right. So if we do 25 divided by 5, that's one way that we can tell if this is a direct variation, finding the constant of variation. The other thing that we can do with the calculator is we can go to stat if you're using a TI-84 and do what we did for linear regression. And so if we type all our values in here, x is going to list 1, y is going to list 2. And if we do stat calc 4, we can see the equation for this table. And what we're looking for is, does b equal 0? If b equals 0, that means that this is a direct relationship, that this is a proportional relationship. So yes, this one is direct variation, and it is because b equals 0. So the next one says, what's the value of the constant of variation in the table below? So again, we can go to stat and do this. All you're finding when it says the constant of variation, you're finding the slope. And so they're already telling you that it's direct variation. So there's many different ways that you can find slope. So you can use the slope formula. You can use a calculator to find the slope. Whatever method works best for you. And then 203. So linear regression again. And so all we're looking at here is just the slope, and the slope is represented by an A here. And so for direct variation, though, the constant of variation is the letter K. So K equals 7. The other thing that you can do as well, divide y by x, if you know it's a direct variation. The next one says, suppose x and y vary directly, x equals 20 when y equals 4. Write an equation to model the variation. So for this one, we need to find k. We know that k equals y divided by x. And so y is 4, x is 20. And if we simplify this, we get 1/5. So once we have k, to write the equation, we just plug it in. And so the equation would be y equals 1/5 x. And then finally, if y varies directly with x, and y equals 24 when x equals 8. What is y when x equals 5? So direct variations are proportional relationships. So we can use the tic-tac-toe method to solve these. So we have original and new values, and then we have y values and x values. And so you line up, and this helps you keep everything straight and in the correct location. So the original values are the original set, the two that go together, where they give you both the y and the x value. So my original y is 24. My original x is 8. I don't know my new y. I don't know that number there. That's what I'm looking for. And my new x, again, what I'm looking for are your new values. X is 5. And so you solve this like a proportion, you cross multiply. So 5 times 24, and then divide by what's left. And you get 15. So that y value would be 15.